So today for electronic resource management, I want to walk through the steps that if you're activating a collection from the community zone, but know that you only have some of the portfolios that are included in that collection, how you can go about making those titles available without doing a bunch of like really tiny bits of fidgety work. So the example that I'm using is the Washington State Library contract subscription with Gale and the ebooks that are included in that package. So um, let me go ahead and share my screen. And here is the Gale Washington State Library site where you can enter your library name and it will show you not just which subscriptions you have through the state library, but all of your collections. Um, so that's a really nice tool if you're not quite sure what you subscribe to. I really wish other people would do that, other content providers. Um, so um, I am doing this with Yakima later this afternoon, so I just have theirs already. Um, but basically when you get in here, you can go to your college and then you can go to ebooks and it'll give you the list. And then over on the right, there'll be like a download and then you can download the MARC files. So then you go into your Alma and search for electronic collection. And I just kind of I just did ebooks and then I limited to the interface of Gale Group within the community zone. And the Gale ebooks collection includes 37,000 different titles. The Washington State subscription includes, I think, like 82. Let me see. I also, yeah, 81. This is a CSV. These are not the MARC files, but um I also downloaded the CSV to kind of just make sure that I was getting the right thing. And if you download the CSV, it will include the direct link. So if you were wanting to do something with like your website or something with these, it's there. So anyway, so that's that. So we have Gale ebooks and I'm here in the sandbox and I don't know why it says it's active at the institution level because I searched and it wasn't coming up. Um, so I'm just going to walk through all the steps of activating this and kind of like whatever errors pop up and so you can see what happens and then making sure that not all of the portfolios are loaded, but then we will load the MARC records that I've already downloaded. So we hit activate and it might say it's already in use in your institution. Do you want to activate it again? I do because I searched and I didn't find it. So I was like, what the heck? So that will start the activation wizard. So what we can do is we don't need to change the public name override because it just is called Gale eBooks. We don't need to change the level URL because it will have just come in. If you need to set it to a specific library instead of at the institution level, we are not going to suppress the bib because we want it to be findable. We are going to mark that this collection is proxy enabled. You will select your proxy, which is probably default, and none of this is going to actually work because, of course, this is in the sandbox. Down here is where you're going to want to really be aware of what you are checking. So activate this service, yes. Make the service available, But then we do not want to activate new portfolios because this is a set selective title subscription, and we don't want to be activating portfolios that we don't have included. So then we go next. And again, we would want proxy enabled, yes, and choose your proxy. And then with Gale, your location ID is usually like embedded in the links. Um, so let me just see if I can't grab it really quick. Again, not that it matters because it's the proxy's not set. But yeah, so you can see it here. It's at the very end of all of the links. That is your location ID for Gale. And that will help with the parser parameters. So you put that in, and then next. And now we are not going to activate all. We are not going to activate via Excel file right now. We are going to do manual activation, and we'll do that at like the next step. So we've got the full text. We are not activating any portfolios, and it is activating a collection and a service, which is what we want. And then we'll see how long this takes. Okay, great. So now we can, it drops us right into the electronic service editor for Gale eBooks. So you can go back through and review the different tabs and see that it is available. We're not activating new things. It's a full text service. It's got the parser parameters in here. It's got the proxy. It's got our location ID saved. And now for portfolios, we are going to add, nope, we're going to load portfolios. And then we're going to do the portfolio loader format. Now, sometimes you can get KBART files from a publisher, and so you can use that. The loading policy type is going to be complete because we're not doing any kind of like overlay or update. We're just putting in the ones. And then our record format is MARC, and all we're going to do is we're not adding these as local. We're just like basically activating the ones that exist. We're not updating any, and we're not deleting any. And then it will also validate. So what we need is the portfolio loader format to double check that our files our Excel is in the right format. So I'm just going to do this. So we do Alma portfolio loader format, and maybe this will link to it. There we go. I don't know if I want this PowerPoint. Oh, I did not. It just downloaded it. I just want so adding local portfolios. So we do want to do, because it says if a match is found, it will be added and linked, which is great. If it's not, then it will be in the local. Okay, fine. I just want the template. Okay, here it is. So opening up here. This is our existing CSV. Here is the template. So we could take my zoom in. There we go. We could take this stuff, but it's missing quite a lot. And nope, don't save. And there's also this it. Nope. Okay, hold on. I may have done this the backwards way. I went over this on Friday and then my brain, of course, completely forgot. Instead of doing an upload, because I thought there were, okay, add portfolios from community. I thought there was a way when I tested this all to do, nope, that's not it. Because I've got the mark files. Let's see if this works. And I've got them in mark. And it does not like it because it's not in the right format. Or maybe it does. No, maybe it does. Okay. So I downloaded the mark ones from Gale, and a cataloger can certainly correct me because I definitely don't understand the whole K-BART versus mark stuff. Anyway, so we do want to do the add local portfolios, and my Zoom stuff is in the way. And we'll see if this one works. Did it not work? Must not have. Okay, so it does not like it. So let's go back in and check with Gail. I was so certain that I had prepped this and gotten all of the files that I needed and was going to be able to go right through this. But of course, it's Gail and Alma, so that's not going to happen. I'm going to put chat up though, so if anyone has any tips. All right, so anyway, we're here, we're at Yakima's. We go to ebooks. Let's see if I can't figure out what's going on here. We have all of this. If we download the personalized mark records, yes, this is what I have. I don't want to just, so catalogers. I have this mark file. I can see what exporting links gets us.
I was gonna say, since it's expecting an Excel, maybe we need to just do an export of the links instead of exporting the mark.
And do you think it may then find a link in the community zone and it
I don't
might.
know. The problem is I don't know if they want the headings of this Excel spreadsheet to match their template.
Yes, they're going to. So, um, here's what I'm going to do. So we're going to do, here's the template from Alma. And I've got um, I'm going to do this one because I fixed the EISBNs. Um, just kidding. Um, and then, okay, so we've got this. Now we will just paste only the items that we have here into the correct columns. But none of these are oh, because it was way back here. Okay. This is an ISBN, but is it an EISBN and does that matter? Do we think? Maybe. We will try it. And this is why we're doing this in a sandbox. Okay, so we've got the first ISBNs associated with these titles here. Next, we need the titles. We don't have a from. Okay, publication date year we do have. And the other two things that we have, I'm not going to worry about that, the cover link. So let's see if we can't find, okay, and then the URL. And this we will save as. And okay. Don't say. Now let's see if we can't get them to do something. So we've got the portfolio loader format and the file that I just saved as portfolio loader Gale. Doing a complete, I guess it's in Mark. Okay. 82 portfolios will be activated. So now we can load and the activation job has been submitted and an email will be sent. So then this will take a little bit of time. And we'll exit out. All right. So now in the institution zone, we should now see Gale ebooks. Excellent. Um, there are not yet any portfolios associated with it, but if we go into edit service, we will see them show up here. When we see them show up here is the question. Can Okay. Well, we're at 0%. So we'll give it a minute. I will stop sharing my screen. Does anyone have one that you're maybe trying to figure out that we could collectively give advice on or explore while we wait for the Gale one to activate and do some little tests?
I have a question. I don't have one that I want to activate. So what are the advantages of doing it this way instead of creating a local electronic collection?
So if you do it this way, especially with like the Gale ebook books one, as we saw in the Alma documentation, if they find a match in the community zone, which they should, because these are the ISBNs being provided by Gale, we're attaching them to the Gale collection, then those portfolios will become linked to the community zone. And if there are any changes that come from Gale into the community zone, they will get changed in your collection.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, like this is hopefully pretty similar to the same process as when like if you're doing streaming video like films on demand. um what is it? It's not the import profiles. um
Yeah.
Essentially it should be doing the same thing as that without having to set up a full import profile, um, because we know that these 82 titles, um, the 82 are not necessarily changing. There's not going to be more titles. They're not going to be taken off, but the links might change within Gale. Um, so you're not going to have to update this as far as like an import profile, um, but it will keep your links and like part of the right collection and all of that active.
Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Let's see. Okay, it is done. Cool. I will it must be one of those jobs where it goes from like 0 to done. Um, okay, so I'll share again. So it was done, and now we can go to, and now we have a portfolio list of 82 titles. Woohoo! Neat. Um, so now we could test access, except we can't because the proxy isn't. But you can see we've got the different ISBNs that have come out. Um, if we look at the portfolio record, um, we've got the correct, uh, we've got the static override that links through the Washington State package. We do want it should be proxies because it's proxied at the collection level and that should be inherited. Um, the coverage has stayed local, and then cool. But we can see that it's linked to the community zone because the covers have come in, which were not in what we uploaded. So if we look at the collection in where is there a way to look at it in, yeah, view it. Just maybe it'll work, maybe it won't because there's no like Primo sandbox. Okay. Yes. Well, because we're in the sandbox, that's as much testing as I can really do. But if you were in your own instance, you could then go search the title in Primo and check the link. Or you could go to the portfolio list and test access. Um, or you can, I think it's under edit collection. You can do test access. Um, but we've now got the CDI correctly set to we subscribe to only some, um, and it should be working. So I will be doing this for Yakima, like I said. So I should have feedback from our testing session at 2. Um, is there, are there any other like, well, any questions with at all that I could help out with if you're working on something right now?
I just missed what the CDI activations would be. Would it be it's active and we only subscribe to some titles?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. All right.